they can't wait for this government to leave office. They are bereft of ideas. They've lost it completely. Look, anything this government has, they should do it now. To say that I can do ABC, I'm in government. My government is in government. My government is punishing you with taxes. But if you want the taxes to be abolished, retain my government. Now, where is this logic?
Mema wakwaba edeba PENDREAM TV so make sure say obe subscribe to channel no click bell so say the news to our sabe to me aka ntem no watie afa so sure say obe like na wa comment no share ama afoforo so nsaka na comment section ho so no opese wo kire wa adwen obetimi ede wa adwen kire ato honom na manfo so anya bia kenkan na onim say PENDREAM TV de eye nsem a ekoso Ghana yam politics mu ne de ba na saka ya ne de abranti na so me video I saka pese no che na ye de ba no nti me mo modern astro so obehwe video we amana si awie na wa kire wa adwen e comment section na se yenko video.
Let me give you some education.
No, you are not. You are making your point.
When we are talking of rate of change, there's a starting point. You understand? Randy, the trader is not so much interested in what we do here about rates and rates. It's reality. Under NBC, under your so-called West rate, I could do this number of containers. Under MPP, these are the containers I could do. Look, do you know that there's a crude way of measuring inflation, and there's the standard way that Bank of Ghana encodes does? So if you use a normal crude way, it's just to say that the dollar was 10, now it's 15. So you just do the rate of change between 15 and 10. But in the economics field, you don't do it that way. You use today's rate, yesterday's rate, and take the inflation between the two countries. So you normally see a lower rate. But, Minister, let me just give you a quick example. I have 100,000 CD debt today. Are you following?
Yeah, I'm following.
You borrow 100,000. So it's 200,000. That's 100%. Is that not it? I mean, if you're 100,000 and you add 100,000, that's a 100% increment. Yeah. So 200,000. The next day, if you add 200,000, that's 100,000 because it's over and above. So as you move, the rate slows, but the impact is huge. And that is what Dr. Bawumia has been. That's why we're in this mess. This gymnastics with rate of change, not facing reality. That is why we are in this mess. Because when your debt moves from 100 to 200, it's 100%. The next day, if you add 200, it's a huge figure. But it is 200 because you're moving from 200 to 400. So it's on year and year and year and year. And if you get deceived by that, and that's what you are doing here,
no,
you will face to face reality and you'll be caught up in a web. But what is the net effect? With that higher rate of change, and Mahama will never default it. Because the issue of debt is not even the debt. Japan's debt is more than 100%. The US is hugely indebted.
Yeah.
It's how you are able to manage that debt, which you call debt servicing, i.e. paying the interest component and the principal as and when they are due. So if you are credit worthy and you can pay your debt and you can mobilize internal resources to deal with that, it's not an issue. That's why you just don't look at the debt. You look at your percentage of tax to debt servicing, your revenue to debt servicing, and do your projection. And we say that, look, you are financially sound. People can do business with you. As we speak, we are bankrupt as a country. We can't pay. Look, you can't even service your debt. You are bankrupt. Did you ever hear of a haircut under President Mahama with this so-called high debt? That you take people's money and come back and tell them that I can't pay you back. Take a haircut. Did you hear that? I mean, you're talking of a very serious situation. You know the number of years it will take for us to even correct this mess that you put us in. And I was listening to the vice president. There are some people who wrote exam. It was 40% pass mark. Now it's 60%. And so what? No, and so what with the economy? And so what? So the exchange rate is good? So our debt to GDP is good. I mean, you see, we should get serious with the people of Ghana. We are talking of the economy of Ghana. 800 people have been pushed, 800,000 people, that's almost 1 million, pushed into the poverty bracket. You ought to be worried as a government. There are almost 1 million people pushed into the poverty bracket, and you are telling us that some people want to write exam. 800,000 people. Inflation is increasing 25%. You know what it means? Inflation eats away your purchasing power. That's what inflation does. It eats your purchasing power. People are struggling. My brother, go to the market today. And Ghanaians, if you're watching, look, just use inflation. If your life under President Mahama was worse than today in terms of inflation, vote for Bawumia. If your life today is worse, vote for President Mahama. Because under President Mahama, the cost of living was not this way. Today, people are struggling. They can't even make ends meet. They can't get 3 square meals today. It's so terrible. And you are telling us rate of change. Go and tell the market woman that rate of change. And they are the ones complaining, not me, that their businesses are collapsing. Businesses are leaving Ghana. And Adako has left Ghana. Exxon has left Ghana. Here now they are moving to Cote d'Ivoire. Our oil production is reduced by 32% since 2019. Right. Because of the hostile environment you find yourself. And when you meet the big boys, I was an instinct. What is happening with Ghana? Why? Creeping taxes, unpredictable regimes. Today they are changing this, they are changing that. And look at the state of Ghana today. Ghana, third worst currency in Africa. And he said the US currency has appreciated. You are third worst in Africa. Kwame Nkrumah's Ghana, third worst currency. And you find solace that the US currency has appreciated. What are the others doing that you are not doing? Cote d'Ivoire, President Kufuor's favorite Cote d'Ivoire, is overtaking Ghana. Unemployment rate under Mahama, 8%. Today, 14%. 14, from 8 to 14%. Look, just January to February, our debt increased by 47 million cedis. At this rate, even your total revenue cannot service the debt. 47 million?
Million or billion?
A billion, sorry. 47 billion.
Is that
we are now at
depreciation?
658. That is the issue. You are not managing your currency. And you are not paying your debt as well. Because when you pay the interest component, the principal stays, like a plain vanilla bond. Or you do amortization, where you pay part of the interest and part of the principal. So that even the principal itself keeps reducing. But when you declare bankruptcy and you are not paying, the interest increases. Because, one, the principal, the next year the interest adds to the principal. Yeah. Then the interest on the principal and the interest on the interest that is compounded on the, so then you begin to compound
and it's worsened
and
by depreciation.
Yes, and then the CD depreciation worsens it. Unemployment also worsens it because productivity is not going on. So you don't even raise the needed revenue. And you find yourself in this.
So the point you're making, in other words, is that you cannot blame only depreciation. Although it is your job to maintain the value of the CD, you can not only blame depreciation, because the decision not to service your debt is your decision.
It's your decision.
So if you were servicing, you would have reduced.
Yes, you'd have reduced.
So even if you were battered by depreciation, the increment will not be like when you're not servicing.
And as you service, yes, it has an effect on the currency.
Yes.
You see the point? The currency behaves in a certain way. When people find you credit worthy, then they also bring you more dollars. Because we find you credit worthy. So before we declared bankruptcy, we could get about 3 billion every year in terms of dollars. So when you get the 3 billion, it comes to shore up your currency, and your currency strengthens. Then you pay the interest component. Then you use that money.
I mean, when they say that a Ghanaian worker is a magician, for most public servants, this is the principle that has helped them. You take the things on credit. When you are paid, you go and pay.
That is
then
it.
They give you more.
In fact,
when you default, nobody will give you again.
Not even in Ghana, abroad. People live on credit.
Yeah.
They go credit card. So rate of interest rate is a major factor in terms of consumption abroad. Look at where we are. Look at the lending rates. Everything that you inherited is in the negative. And instead of you initially attempted to run away. Bawumia cleverly, when he says he's a driver mate, he attempted to push everything onto Akufo-Addo and then find a leeway. But he was grabbed, like people started. So now he's changed gear again. And this is what you call the Al Gore syndrome. Inconsistency. He's not predictable. Fair weather friend. When training college allowance is not there, he goes to issue instructions, say that he has issued instructions. They are paying. When others happen, he say, no. I'm only a driver mate. I don't take decisions. So inconsistency is a part of the candidate. And I think that where we've gotten to look, the only way out. And Randy, we are at the spring meeting. We met a lot of these business communities. They can't wait for the MPP to leave office. I'm telling you for a fact. This is not they can't wait for the MPP to leave office.
Why?
They've lost faith in this government. They have no trust in this government. Look at the taxes alone. Pollution levy, COVID levy, sanitation levy, what levy? You mentioned them. The taxes, the number of taxes. Today, when you go to the port, try and import a machine for farming, non-luxury car. Just try to get, say, a truck to boost your business, so maybe you can transport tomatoes. Look at the taxes. And they've changed the tax computation. They tax you and then come and add all the tax to the duty and charge VAT on it. So the VAT is not on the CIF value. No. They take the CIF value and apply all the taxes. Then it compounds and becomes a huge figure. Then they apply VAT on that figure. Look, this government has lost it. Any discerning Ghanaian, any Ghanaian who loves this country, anybody who means well for this country, will not vote for this government. You must go home, reflect on your own competence.
Don't mind, John.
Next time you have the opportunity,
don't mind, John.
You won't take the people for granted. But you know what pains me?
Something little.
Beyond this is the insults, the intellectual insults, and that's what my brother tried to do here. You see, Bawumia, the whole thing was about economy. He knows he can't do anything with the economy, so he goes to take free SHS and chew. All his speech, it was about free SHS.
No.
Meanwhile,
he took all the sectors,
Congo projects,
health,
development, whatever projects.
Look, captains of industry are concerned about the state of the economy, because in business you need a certain level of certainty and a certain level of predictability.
And he spoke to all those issues
so that you can plan. We believe that the rate of inflation will be this, the exchange rate. You factor all that into your model, and you do a scenario and sensitivity analysis. Now you can't even plan. So businesses are concerned that going forward, how can we have a stable economy? And it says that 61 people went and wrote the exam, and they passed West.
No. You see, Randy, let me get.
Can you imagine?
What John is trying to do.
Are you happy with it?
You see,
are you happy with it?
We are talking about the economy.
Yes.
There are matters that you manage the economy that the management reflects on.
Yes.
Education is one. Health is one. Okay. The way you manage the economy has a reflection on all sectors of the economy.
What happened with health?
So now, the vice president was making the point that when it comes to free SHS, we have had enrollment increasing from 800,000 to 1.4 million students having opportunity to be in secondary school. And one of the barriers of development is illiteracy rate in Ghana.
Mm-hmm. Unemployment rate is increasing.
Illiteracy rate is a major problem. So the ability of government to educate more people in the next 10, 20 years
and make them employable.
Listen. will have an impact on the economy.
Provided with skills.
It will have an impact. That is why we have also introduced TVET. So if you have had the opportunity of increasing student population from 800 to 1.4 million with this economy, you can't tell me that it means nothing. And he also went on to say that the pass rate used to be about 43%. Now it has increased to about over 60%. It means something, John. You can't say it means nothing.
It means nothing, please.
It means something on the economy. All those things mean something on the economy. He talked about health infrastructure, Agenda 111, that have been done. Over 80% of them ambulances across the country and all that.
You see,
but John made a point. John made a point about debt servicing. Debt servicing. You see, you know we have multilateral and bilateral debts. As we speak, it is not the case that government is not servicing all our debts. Multilateral debts are being serviced.
The multilateral debts, there's the IMF.
Yes, they have been serviced. So don't say
the component.
With
There's
African Development
13
Bank.
billion of Eurobond.
Oh,
You are not serviced.
John.
There's the
wait,
OCC official.
John,
credit,
wait.
5.7 billion. You are not servicing.
John, wait.
The IMF insisted that because they are giving
But
you money.
you have made
should
the point,
service
and
that
that
debt.
has been the point of the NDC, as though government of Ghana is not servicing any debt. Our debts are categorized into two: multilateral debts, bilateral debts. We are servicing our multilateral debts. It's the bilateral debts that we are not servicing. And you know, because we are not servicing the bilateral debt, it also even has an impact on our economy, because
But that's what I just
the
said.
releases they were supposed to make to major projects that we are undertaking.
But that
They
is
are also
your
halted.
stewardship.
But that's our decision.
And
That's your stewardship.
now we are eventually the MOU is being signed.
Which MOU?
Oh, with,
Which
with
MOU?
our creditors,
That thing,
our bilateral
I read it.
creditors.
Last week,
You know what they are going
last
to
week
do?
we
With
had
our
that.
bilateral
Look,
You know who will
creditors.
come and implement it?
Who?
It's Mahama.
Oh, Masa.
Let me tell you the process.
Where is Mahama coming?
It's not done yet.
Mahama is
It
not
has to
close
even
with-
come to Parliament.
What?
The agreement with the Paris Club. It has to come to Parliament. So
John,
when I heard them running around, I said,
Mahama is
you know they
coming.
were doing the same thing with the Eurobond holders. They rejected Ghana's offer. So the Eurobond is hanging. And we met them. Look, as a government in waiting, a minister,
Well, government waiting for
we
the way.
do a lot.
Don't
We
deceive
met
your-
them.
don't deceive yourself,
We met
John.
them in Washington.
Mahama-
And when we gave
Mahama
them our
never
roadmap
agreed.
as to how we deal with the situation, they can't wait for this government to leave off. They are bereft of ideas. They've lost it completely. Look, anything this government has, they should do it now. To say that I can do ABCD, I'm in government. Too. My government is in government. My government is punishing you with taxes. But if you want the taxes to be abolished, retain my government. Now, where is this logic?
John, what
where
are
is
you
this
saying?
logic?
Randy, why are you saying? I mean,
No, where is this logic?
No. John, you were the spokesperson to the vice president under Mills. You were spokesperson to Mahama as vice president. Are you telling me, be honest from the bottom of your heart, that his position as a vice president meant the same as his position as president?
Let me be very frank with you.
When the man wanted
you
to
asked a
resign,
question.
you were complaining.
Look.
Your office was sidelined.
Look, as vice president, President Mills gave President Mahama the opportunity to manage the economy.
Oh, where for
And
it was not
he
true.
left
Dufo has
as
told
vice
you-
president.
Dufo has told us
with
that
sterling
Mahama was not chairman of the economy. Dufo has made that discounted
President Mahama
it.
himself said that President Mills gave him so much work that
That was after that. You
he
see,
said it too.
you
So
see,
why is this issue that was sidelined?
Randy, Ghanaians will
Okay, so has Dr. Bawumia been
Ghanaians
sidelined?
will celebrate
Has he
people
been
after
sidelined?
we celebrate people after they die. The point I am making is that a president and a vice president can never be the
We
same.
haven't said they're the same.
They cannot
I'm
be the
saying
same.
that his job
so
is to manage the
Bawumia as
economy.
vice president,
We haven't said it's the
his
same.
work cannot be the same
We'll
as
judge
Bawumia
him
as
on.
president.
So let's judge him on his work.
And he has done
He
better as
is
vice
the
president.
chairman of the head of the economic management team. That is his job. And Akufo-Addo himself said, as for him, he doesn't know economics. But he's going to the Bank of Ghana and taking this intelligent, brilliant man that he's so sure
mischievous,
that he can go home and sleep.
mischievous.
The man is coming, he's messed up the economy. A total and complete failure. The economy is in shambles. This economy is in a quagmire. And instead of him to own up, he comes to say that he was only on a planquet. And he was not in charge. And then after that, you know what he says?
Bawumia is the government official who has defended the policies of this government than any other government.
Mr.
He doesn't run away from the